This here's apple fritter, apple bumpkin, red gallop, red delicious, golden delicious, caramel apple, apple strudel, apple tart, baked apples, apple brioche, apple cinnamon crisp, big Macintosh, apple bloom, and Granny Smith. You told me you were too busy to help me harvest apples. That there is the biggest bumper crop of apples I ever laid eyes on. These apples aren't gonna shake themselves out of the trees. We gather all the apples from the trees so we can sell them. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got apples to buck. I'll prove that this apple can handle these apples. Come on, apples. How'd you like them apples? Here's all those apples you wanted, Fluttershy. She's a few apples short of a bushel. My apples! Apples, carrots, celery stalks. I knew my future was to run Sweet Apple Acres, and these bright, shiny apples seal the deal. Get your delicious, nutritious apples here! Taking more apples to my new apple cellar. Pick apples. Yep, apples, because that's what we do with the apples. We, pick them. Caramel apples, apple sweets. Into the gala, sell some apples. Into the gala. My down-home apples are plenty good enough for this crowd. What in the name of all things oats and apples is going on here? Why don't you try bobbing for apples? We got the best apples in Equestria here, Princess. Since we can't sell the bruised apples, we gotta collect them all for the pigsty. You can have amazing apples, and you can have a wonderfully crispy crust, but only together can you have a perfect apple pie. Now, who in Ponyville would steal my apples?
Yay!
The apples are coming! I gotta get all these apples picked before they get swarmed on. I thought cherries would be a nice change from apples, so I took the job and came here. That's it. End of story. But Apple Family cider is made with love and integrity, and only the highest quality apples in Equestria. That's made from Apple Family apples. Is this some kind of cruel joke? Come on, apples. Let's go pack up our things. She wants me to grow apples with no peels. Better get twice as much honey and flour then. 50 more buckets of apples, more oil, wood for the fire. After the seven-legged race, you're gonna want to hurry up and head over here, where you'll be bobbing for apples. All right, apples. Right. Your fellow apples are waiting for you to join them. Come on, apples. Look at all those apples. Eating apples both day and night. They had to ration out apples all winter. Time to collect those juicy sweet apples. I don't think these bats are the ones that suck my apples dry. Whoever or whatever's destroying my apples has gotta be here somewhere. Come on, apples. Y'all know this one. We're apples forever. Apples together. We're apples to the core.
Yep.
We're apples forever. Apples together. We're apples to the core. We're apples forever. Apples together. We're apples to the core. Well, we think we're all apples, but we need your help finding out if Pinkie Pie here is our fourth cousin twice removed. We're apples forever. Apples together. We're apples to the core. And I packed you a basket of nice fresh apples in case you get hungry. You about done peeling them apples for the cider malt? Why, I could tell you every little thing there is to know about the history of apples. Crates of apples and bales of hay.
And we don't have room for non-apples.
We were like two apples from the same branch. I hope all this helped, but I really need to get back to canning those apples. We make them for all the apples, and any pony related to Twilight is practically family. The apples win most traditional. Oh, apples, quit complaining. Tradition is all that counts, and who knows tradition better than apples? It was the best of apples, it was the worst of apples. An extra hour of work picking apples off the ground. Apples are better than strawberries. But if she knew how hard we worked to make our apples perfect, maybe she wouldn't be so mean about it. Hey, I'll bring apples. The big deal is that there is a long-standing feud between the apples and the pears. Well, Goldie, we were hoping you could tell us about the, feud with the apples and the pears. If anything's gonna make it through, it's apples and pears. They're the greatest thing since sliced apples. He was at the farm this morning picking up a wagon load of apples. It'd be like if Apple Bloom started loving bananas more than apples. Now this here's a right mash of apples. Well, if enough apples fell or got knocked down, by the wind maybe, you're saying the great seedling is taking our apples? Huh.
Big Mac wasn't harvesting the carrots, just the apples.
Now, why would I choke on a question about apples?
Especially if he ain't gonna help carry apples.
Apples, 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 apples. Ooh, and oranges, and grapes, and strawberries. Strawberry cupcakes!